Hey guys, this is Vinay and you're watching my show Let's Talk. As always, bringing inspiring stories to you. Today I'm sitting next to a gorgeous woman. She comes from a family of doctors. She made it big in the movies. She acts in Tamil, Telugu and Kannada industries. She's one of the most vibrant actors I've seen, very soft spoken but a powerhouse performer. Pranitha Subhash. Pranitha, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time. I know you came down from Ooty to this show in your busy schedule. Great having you.
Happy to be here.
You're looking lovely.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this, just want to take you down through the memory lane. Your parents are doctors. You guys run a hospital and you were a very studious girl. What was Pranitha thinking when she was in her teens?
Obviously, I wanted to be a doctor. Even if I didn't want to, my parents wanted me to be.
Pressurized you to be a doctor.
And I think I used to study out of the pressure and I used to do really well because I work well under pressure. And academics was my top priority, and even my school was one which would give academics priority. So it was more like always study and okay, this is what you're going to do and this is what you have to take care of and this is how my life was. But I don't know how.
Were you doing co-curricular activities in school?
Yeah, pretty
Drama,
much.
theatre and all that?
Yes, but like I said, my school didn't really want to emphasize on that because they were very keen that rank students must.
And you were one of the top?
Yeah.
Really?
So because obviously because I didn't want my parents to be embarrassed in the parent-teacher meet. Sure. So I used to make sure that I have good grades and.
What did you study after what was your major?
Now I did commerce.
Okay.
So that was a total changeover from science.
Then going and doing
commerce. But I think, commerce is helping me more in my life today than science would have. So,
did you ever think that you're going to get into acting?
No, never. And my family is so into, we have doctors in my family and my cousins are engineers. So and my parents don't watch movies at all.
At all?
And we never went to the theatre to watch movies. Only after, I think, high school, I used to go to the theatre with my friends, yeah. Otherwise, I never used to watch films and not much into films at all when I was a kid. And even now, my parents don't watch a film unless it has me in it. Yeah, unless I'm there, they wouldn't watch it. Even if it's the biggest film, they don't care. So my family is very different. So we didn't have anything to do with the industry. So it was obviously a very, very
drastic change,
shocker for my dad when I said, this is what I want to do. And in fact, I didn't really think of it as a career. I looked at it more like, can I do a film? He was like, what? And isn't it like a big process and then you land a film? How did you just like come home and say you got a film offer and how does it?
But how did that happen?
So, no, actually someone spotted me and they wanted me to be a part of a particular film, and then I told my parents and then my dad was dead against it. And in fact, my principal, the school, because I was in 11th and the principal even had me go to the counselor because they thought I'm getting distracted. So you must study and just because you're pretty, don't think you're going to become an actress and that's not even a career option. Study and a counselor to fill that into your head and all that happened. So for a while I thought, okay, this is not what I'm going to do.
You gave it up?
Not gave it up. I thought, yeah, maybe I am cut out for, because come on, God has given me the brain, so let me at least. And I was doing really well in my studies, so I thought and I used to go to the IIT coaching as well, because just in case I don't get through a good medical college, I will have a good engineering college to go to. So I used to go to the IIT coaching classes. So it was tuition, school, IIT coaching, homework and routine. So it was, my life was, that circle. So it was really a shocker for my parents. And for a while I agreed that, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And again, the same people, I don't know, for the next, something like that happened. And then they came back and I thought, why not give it a try? And I, made my parents meet them. And they thought, okay, this is a professional world. And
because outside movie industries,
people
have a very different perception about it.
So again, my parents, I just convinced them, and then that I'll just use a few days to do this, and that's how it started off.
First movie happened.
Since it clicked, so I thought, okay, why not?
And when you were doing your first movie, what you thought as a non-movie person or not from the industry?
Because when you're not in films, you think that all of it that happens there is very real. Like when you're watching a film, you feel it, like, okay, this happened, and then. But then when you're in the film, you realize that every frame we're cheating the audience. So so I was zapped. Like in the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, so you don't know what you're doing, and then you realize, okay, there's a movie way of doing things. So then.
Did you enjoy the first movie, the process of making it?
The first movie was like, whoa, so much to learn, and and oh, this is how it happens. Like, you know, you never know. This flower may be fake. This everything could be fake. Like, you
but
never
still
know.
You'll make it look
and
so
sometimes
different.
like you may be just shooting with a green background, but I may be in Switzerland. So like, whoa, all this can just happen. Like Bahubali, for instance.
Yeah.
So all this I didn't know of, and I was like, okay, so this is how it works, and it was beautiful.
And when the first movie became good success at the box office, for you, what was going on in your mind? You were like, maybe I'll try a couple more movies, or were you already serious about taking it as a profession?
No, even now I look at it more as passion more than profession, because that's the only way you're going to enjoy it. And even today I like doing many things, so I'm, you know, into many things as well. So even today I just look at it as I would like to call it a passion, hobby, and rather than career, because when you call it a career, you look at it differently and you're going to
get very
stressed out.
and stressed and all that. So from before, you've always been enjoying the process.
Right.
And what has it taught you, Pranitha, before movies, a studious girl, geek girl who was going tuitions and coming, and now this glamorous heroine on screen. How has it changed you as a person?
As a person, I think I have become more guarded, because before I was very...
you could walk out and do whatever you want.
Now I'm very guarded. I have this wall around me, and there's always this...
But do you like the attention?
Of course. I think the whole... like I said, you know, actors are a bunch of people who would have been drama queens and whatever, like people who are... And only then, because only then you'll have an inclination. So even though I was into all this at home, even though I had to study so much, probably I was much of... And I used to get a lot of attention in school, so maybe that kind of...
Gave you some preparations before you get the bigger one.
Like, you know, you inclination towards...
inclination. So you acted in Kannada industry. That was the first movie that you actually did. How did Telugu happen for you?
No, actually, I got a Telugu offer before Kannada. So I had offers coming in from other industries before Kannada. But since this project happened first, and while I was shooting, there were other language films happening as well. And immediately I had a film offer with Siddharth. And
that was
I
your
thought,
first
why
Telugu
not?
movie?
Yeah, I thought, why not? And it was a beautiful love story. And I thought, you know, why not? And also I was a fan, because when I was in when I was in 6th, and when I was in 8th, I think Rang De Basanti, 7th, or so imagine. So you have this, in fact, I didn't know anyone from the South. Like I said, in my family, we don't watch films. So I used to watch Hindi films, so I knew, obviously, you know, Shah Rukh and Saif and everything. But you don't really, I didn't know any of the South stars. So it was...
a good way of just, why not working?
No, in the beginning when I got this, so that was the only South actor I knew of. So it was wonderful when I got the offer.
Hindi and stuff.
And when I got the offer, I took it up, and that's how I think.
Now, I wanted to ask you actually, you know, you moved and acted in other industries. For you to go and travel to another city and stay there and act in movies, so your parents were okay?
No, my parents were okay with me traveling, but the issue they had was with acting being a career option. So, because unlike, say, a corporate job or being a doctor or an engineer, acting is not a very stable job. So obviously any parent would not want, because you see millions getting in, trying, and you see just a handful getting through.
Absolutely.
So I think that is the reason my parents had an issue in the beginning. So it was never the issue of city, or even if I'm shooting abroad or wherever, they don't have an issue.
They're completely fine. And you know, you've acted in very few movies. You're very choosy about your scripts. So what makes you to choose your movie?
I think, first of all, the script, like everyone says, it's important. And the role, my role should be important to the script. And I think it should have a profile. See, when I talk about a film, even if you've done a handful of films, that should have enough impact to, you know, people. It
even
should
5 minutes, that impact should be left.
It should have good reach. And it should have a good profile. Like, you know, when the film's going to release, people should look forward to it. It shouldn't be a film which we are trying to force the viewer to watch. It should be more like a film which people are just waiting, like the first look, when is it, the audio, when is it? So that's the kind of film I want to be a part of. So, and I think most of my films have been such.
People always say, I've heard actresses say that, you know, I'm a director's actor, I surrender myself completely. What kind of an actress are you?
I think I just do, I'm just myself in front of the camera. So most of the characters I've done have been very close to what I am in real life. So be it, you know, there are different shades to me. Like one is the very reserved, coy, introvert me. And there is the fun, bubbly, and bubbly, that is one South Indian word which you will, so that is one part of me. So I think I have, all my roles are, because it's just different shades of me. And I think it's different shades of every girl. So I think all my characters, it's never been a very something very drastic for me to put in effort. So all my characters, if you have watched, so it's all been very fun
you can relate
and sweet,
relate
very
to the
relatable.
characters. But how much instinct and gut is it in you when you like read a script? Some people will bring great scripts, but they'll not be able to translate that on screen.
No, it's happened. It's happened that I've fallen in love with the story reading, and then when you watch the film, it's exactly what you said, but this is not how it.
It's supposed to be shown.
Yeah, it's happened. But I think I think it's more like instinct and more like it should all just fall into place. Yeah.
And disappointments. Have you ever had like you've done a movie, you felt that the movie is going to do much better? And
it happens to everybody because I think the film is not just my hard work. It's like if I had to study and I had to just write an exam and I passed or failed, that is the easiest thing to do because you just But this is not just me. There are like 100 people on the crew who are working together, and also it depends on a lot of things like the time of release and the people who are going to watch it, the people who you're catering to, and so many things. So it's just not in your hands. But of course, if it does well, you tend to get a lot of credit. So it's beautiful.
And are you a sore loser? How long do you take to get out of a bad?
No, like I said, I look at it as a hobby, as a passion. So it's all, it just.
You're fine.
Yeah, because there's always something nice happening. So like even if there's always something beautiful happening, there's this thing I'm shooting for, something else, and there's so many things happening that you don't have time to think about anything.
And sulk and sit over it.
Yeah, they're like, because there's this other beautiful film you're doing and there's this other one which
move
is
on.
wow.
You've done it, you've enjoyed the process, you've given your best and move on.
So you hope that every film actually does well though.
Sure, yeah. And in terms of picking up new things, because you've acted in 3 different languages and stuff, is it easy for you to pick up a new language and
I think
how quickly
so.
you
I
do
think
that?
because now my staff is Marathi because they're from Mumbai. They speak Marathi.
Wow.
I can speak a bit of Marathi now.
You've learned that?
Yeah, Sangla I can speak. So I can speak a little bit of
Marathi movie calling
Marathi.
for you?
No. So I think I have this inclination towards learning languages.
And as we were speaking earlier about the whole industry, perception of people outside industry, young girls watching this, people who aspire and want to be actresses, right? So what would you want to say? You come from a non-movie background and you've made it into movies. So your piece of advice to them?
But honestly, to be giving a real advice, I would say it's
be honest and tell them that.
So, I mean, of course, like you have movies like 3 Idiots trying to tell you that, go for it, your passion is really something that can drive you for the rest of your life. But I think that personally, you have to have your educational qualifications and your degrees. Those are really important because as much as you think that, yes, this passion is, there are people like there are Sachin Tendulkars, but how many cricketers who have failed? So I think it's really important that you study or
Plan
whatever.
B.
Yeah, more than plan B, I would say study because like you said, for the young girls, so I want to say that that is one piece of advice. But on the other hand, yes, passion is can take you places, and like in my house, people are so sober. Once a TV channel had come to interview my parents because it was an interview about my life and how my parents
how was the experience for them?
And my dad just choked in front of the camera because he just felt like this is so, and he got so conscious. And so they were like, tell us some funny incident about her childhood. He was like, yeah, one day she was trying to learn swimming. And they're like, oh God, you're so nervous. And same thing happened with my mom. So the channel guys were like, are you serious? And how is she like this? So like I said, passion can, you never know. So
you'll open up and you learn a lot of new things and stuff.
So.
Pranitha, getting your views on the industry. You've worked in 3 industries. So I wanted to understand from you, how different are the 3 industries?
I think the kind of films made in each industry is very different. Like you see, I would say Telugu is very grand and very colorful and much
larger than life.
Larger than life, and much like what I like to do, like the kind of films I want to be a part of and also watch. And Tamil is slightly more realistic when compared to
raw.
Yeah. Again, there is a mixture. Like in every industry, there's a mixture. Like Bollywood is not just one type.
Exactly.
So there's action, there's drama, there's romance, there's everything. So and even Tamil is a little closer to reality, where you have films based on many smaller issues and village themed and a lot of things.
A lot of village based
films come in Tamil. No? And I think Malayalam is very realistic cinema, very like you won't even feel that it's been shot. It's so beautiful and very real. And Kannada as well has been coming up with some interesting scripts. So every language has its own charm, every industry has its own charm.
And when we talk about different industries, I'm sure there is disparity in terms of the money that they pay. And nationwide, hate to say that, but there's this debate and argument telling that what's the disparity between actress pay and an actor pay, and in terms, what are your views on that?
I think, I don't know, see again, payment should be based on experience and market.
Like any corporate job,
and market, right? Because you may not be very experienced, but you may have a very huge fan following. So it depends on a lot of things. And it also depends on who's carrying the film on their shoulders, because if it's, there are a lot of things that go into deciding the paychecks. So, and it's something that's been, from the beginning. So you can't suddenly change it and say, okay, from today I'm going to code this. So you can't do that. It's.
But is it fair? Is the industry paying fair?
I think it's perfect. And of course, we would love it if, we would love it as much as, the higher the paycheck, the better for anyone. But on the other hand, I'm very happy with,
You also have a very entrepreneurial side to you.
Right.
What are the new ventures that you've taken up, and what made you think like that?
I am part of a hospitality company, and we run Bootlegger in Bangalore, which is next to UB City. And so it's a pub and it's a resto bar. And I really, that's
How did you get into being an entrepreneur?
Hospitality, yeah. Entrepreneurship is something that, I've been thinking of from a couple of years. And also, I think it adds a new perspective to me.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what I said. So from the beginning, you know what I meant by, films is one line which I'm interested in, and there's my entrepreneur side, and so there are a couple of things in life that I want to
keep it that
balance.
way. Balance.
Yeah. So I think it's just like school. Like you have sports, you have extracurricular, you have studies, you have friends. So I think that is what life is all about, trying to balance out many things. So yeah.
And with your movie career and time that you have to give it to the movies,
right.
How much time do you get to spend time in your
I
venture?
I do spend a lot of time, because I think it's something new for me and I'm still learning. And my partners, they're all very experienced, so I'm very happy that they take care of it while I'm busy
shooting and stuff.
And
but
stuff.
Bangalore is a great city to actually start.
Yeah,
the culture is so...
Bangalore is so cosmopolitan, and I love the fact that Bangalore is so cosmopolitan, and people are really, the social life is very important in Bangalore, and I really love that a venture like this would, be perfect for Bangalore.
And a lot has been spoken about actresses' shelf life.
Right.
From Bollywood to Hollywood,
Right.
Anywhere that you see, heroes go on to act till 80s, and then actresses have a short shelf life. So I know we are not here to sit and solve the issues and say, you have to give.
You can't.
I mean, whatever good roles come, you'll pick it up. But it's a very smart move for you to actually diversify and have backups, plan A, plan B.
It's not actually, I know, like the moment the moment an actress says that she's becoming an entrepreneur, plan B has started. So that is what people think, but no, this is not, because this is passion. This is again something that I've always wanted to be a part of. And I think like my parents also run the hospital, so that's a
exactly. So I wanted to ask you, that entrepreneurship has passed on to you.
I think yes, because of course taking care of a hospital to taking care of a restaurant is totally different, because it's I don't know, it's the dynamics are totally different. But I still think that I had this part of me which wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I think that's lovely.
So we talk about shelf life of actresses, and we're not here to sit and solve about how much a shelf life should be. But then, what is your take in terms of actresses working in movie industries? And are you okay to smoothen out into other roles? And
yeah, so like I said, like you see, like a Priyanka Chopra or a Kannada Rana, they're they have so many beautiful films releasing.
Carved out for them.
Yeah, like in fact, the director writes the script for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think we have to work towards getting into that space, and I think that is what success is all about. Like you're trying to work towards getting somewhere, and then that's,
And does it help because you're not in this rat race? You take it as a passion and a hobby and stuff.
Exactly.
So does it make much more easier to take up good
at least
work?
that way when you balance out life, you feel like you can be choosy. That is the biggest plus point.
And endorsements and other things is a huge part about the actor's life. And it's lucrative when you look at it. So you've done a couple of endorsements and good names, good brand names and stuff. How do you enjoy that process?
That is lovely because that is, I think, like when you're working in a company and you get these perks and okay, I'll give you shares of my company, all those perks. These are the perks of this because endorsements are something that, it again, a different side to you, I would say, because acting is one thing, movies is one thing because you're playing someone. You're like I'm playing the role of so and so in a film who is but when you're doing an endorsement, it's you, it's what you are in real life. So yeah, so that is, I think, fabulous, and I enjoy that.
And people come to you, I mean, just want to understand the whole process. So does it depend, your endorsements coming to you and asking you to be the face of the brand depends on your success of movies?
It's based on a lot of things. It's based on a lot of things, and I'm sure they have their own way of zeroing down on who their face should be. So I'm sure that is a different like the advertising industry is a different industry altogether because every brand requires a type of person to endorse. So I think that's a different ballgame altogether. But yeah, we're happy to be a part of that as well.
And a lot of actresses say, if at all you get to know a big director doing a movie or a director that you like working with do a movie, they send across a message and say, hey, you know what, if I fit the bill, I want to act. So that happens a lot in Bollywood. So here, how is the culture?
No, basically, just like I was talking about the advertising industry, so you've come up with a project and you have, like if I'm directing or I'm producing, I have in mind like who I want to cast. So, and I think they approach. So that's how it has worked till now for me. So all the, like I get a call from saying that this is the character and I think that you will be perfect to play this girl. So that is how I have been working so far, and that's been lovely.
This season, we're also talking about spreading cancer awareness. Right. So your thoughts, have you seen anyone closely who's suffered with cancer, or a message to people who are watching this?
Coming from a family of doctors, I think early detection is very important, and once you detect cancer early, I think it would help save life. And
sure, but then in terms of health, you're an actress and you have to look good, and healthy living is a very important aspect. So that somewhere probably translates into better health, right?
It's really important to take care of your health and lead a healthy lifestyle, whether you're an actress or not, and it need not be to look good, because healthy lifestyle is important for everyone, whether it has nothing to do with trying to look good or
Great. In conversation with Pranitha Subhash, we'll be right back. In conversation with Pranitha Subhash. Pranitha, this segment of the show, one-liner questions, we call it as a quickie one, some answers from you. One person from the industry whom you look up to, maybe a godfather figure.
I don't know. I think I've just worked myself till here, so I don't know. I wouldn't really be able to.
One advice from someone that's completely changed your life.
I think it's just about living the moment is the one advice which I think the way I look at life has changed. Yeah, because you shouldn't keep thinking about what you're going to be or what
no pressure.
I'm going to get there. No pressure. It's just about trying to balance out today. For now, yeah, that's how it is.
One actor from the industry who you want to act with in your career at least once, any industry.
Yeah, the one person I want to share the screen would be Amitabh Bachchan, because I've totally idolized him. So.
Sure. One thing that you want to change about Bangalore?
I don't know if I can change it, but I think the traffic in Bangalore I would want to change.
Sure. One favorite co-star of yours that you've had a blast working with?
All of them. I can't pick out one, but all of it's been a different experience with, and it's been fun. All my experience have been fun, and
one actress among your contemporaries that you feel that they're doing really good work?
I think Kajal Agarwal. Yeah, I really admire her.
And one thing that gives Pranitha a kick?
I don't know. I think a lot of things, and I think just being all this, like, I like it when people say, that you're doing so many things and how you're balancing out everything in life.
That gives you a kick.
That gives me a kick, because I just feel like, whoa, yes, I'm not just like one person. I have so many sides to me, and that's fab.
Yeah. One word to describe the following people, or you can send across a message to them. You've acted with Pawan Kalyan. Yeah. So what would you want to tell?
I've never seen the kind of fan following that he has for anyone else, and I think it's just insane fan following, and that's just been something that I've always admired.
You're acting with Mahesh Babu.
Yeah.
How is it interacting with him? A message to him?
Mahesh Babu, I think, is the perfect superstar, and he's a perfectionist because I haven't worked with Amir Khan, so I don't know. People say that he's a perfectionist. But to me, I think Mahesh Babu is the perfectionist, and he just, even if there's this extra blink in a scene, he'll say, no, we'll take another one, because that blink is changing what the...
Even though at his, reach.
I think that's so, he takes care of those minute details which makes him that perfectionist.
Great. Surya?
Surya, I think, is the most down-to-earth star, and he's so humble, and he's so, and the amount of charity work that he has done, and I think it's just admirable.
You've shared screen space with Samantha.
Yeah.
How was it working with her?
Lovely. I think every time there's another girl on sets, it's obviously fun because you're gossiping, and you know how it is when two girls get together. It's like, we're gossiping, we're talking about everything else, we're sharing beauty secrets, I don't know what all we...
But then unlike, I hate to ask this, but can two actresses be friends?
Of course, I'm friends with so many actresses, so it's, and we're all in different spaces. So it's fun, and we also love talking and bitching about everything that is, oh, it happened to you also, oh my god, this person did all that. So we're always having fun, and it's mad fun actually.
Sure. What about Upendra?
Upendra sir is such a creative person, and you see in his films, you see all this, you see the wordsmith side of him, which is like uppitu, all that. So even in real life, he's that. So it's fun that the conversations you can have with him, they're actually so intellectual.
And now I want to ask you, one actor or a director you haven't worked before, but you wish to work in Kannada industry.
In Kannada, a lot of talented directors, and...
one that comes to mind at the top, just one.
The most I admire is Upendra sir.
Okay, so you want to work with him again?
I've worked with him, but yeah, the director side of him.
Director side of him. What about Telugu industry?
Telugu, again, there's so many. There's Raj Mouli sir, who Bahubali, which is so fabulous. And there are many, many.
And Tamil?
Shankar sir, because his films are so grand, and I just dream to be a part of those films.
And if at all you get an opportunity to debut in Bollywood and you pick a director, whom would that be?
When is that happening? That I pick the director and then this hero, yes.
If your wish list, your bucket wish list.
It's a huge one. Again, you have such...
Top of the name.
Sanjay Leela Bansali, because I'm just coming out of watching Bajirao Mastani, so I think I don't know.
So if he's seeing this, send across a message to him and tell him why he should take you in his next movie.
I think, I don't know, if he watches the whole interview, I think he would want to take me already, so I don't know. Yeah.
Sure. And one actor in Bollywood that you definitely want to work once in your career?
All of them, because they're all so fab. In every film you see so much diversity, and the actors are so versatile, like you can see...
Whom have you adored childhood days? Or
Amitabh Bachchan, like I said. But like you said, you meant contemporaries whom I can act opposite, right? So there are many, I think there are really many. So
okay. And if at all you had a choice, and in the recent past that you saw a movie, it can be any language, you wish that maybe I should have acted in a story like this.
I feel that for a lot of films. In fact, I'm someone who, when I watch a film, I end up falling in love with the film. Sometimes there are some films which, the critics would have rated 1 star, and I still enjoy. So that way, I think my taste for films is totally different from what the rest of the crowd thinks. So that way, there are a lot of films.
You like masala entertainers?
I like masala entertainers, and then sometimes I feel like I want to watch romantic films. Sometimes we're shooting somewhere, and in between shots I'm watching a film, and I don't know how I end up falling in love with that film. And a lot of
total filmy
I think it's So that's what I said, like how different I am from my family, which is totally not into films. So yeah.
Gossips is a part and parcel of actors' life. How do you deal with it?
There's not much written, so I think I'm very happy that I haven't been dragged into all these controversies, and I, touch wood, hope to stay away from
like
them.
that. Yeah. But I'm sure people coming from families like yours who is completely not exposed to movies, it'll be harder for families if they read something about you.
No, there has always been work-related articles and movie-related articles. So I think they just read it and so this is the next movie she's doing. So they're like,
They're
very
okay with
used to the
children.
whole, yeah.
And how does 2016 look for Pranitha?
I don't know, looking forward, fingers crossed, yeah.
Upcoming projects?
So there's Brahmotsavam with Mahesh Babu, and that's going to be releasing in 2016. So let's see.
And any other projects you've taken up, other languages?
There are a few more which I'm in talks for, but I think this project is a combination of a huge number of actors. So they wanted me to be a little, be able to adjust dates better.
Sure, great. All best.
Thank you.
Lovely talking to you.
Same
I
here.
mean, you've been a multitasker. You're a rare mix of an entrepreneur and an actress, and coming from an educational family of doctors. I'm sure you're truly inspirational, and people seeing this should be able to take out one thing, that if you're passionate about it, go for
Go
it.
for it, yeah.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Before we let you go, little goodie from our gifting partners, P.N. Rao and DC Designs.
Thank
I
you.
hope you like it.
Thank you.
Selfie world, before you go, one quick selfie. Come.
Hi, this is Pranitha. I hope you liked my interview. For more, subscribe to this channel. Let's talk with Vinay. I think Malayalam is very realistic cinema, very, like, you won't even feel that it's been shot. It's so beautiful and very real. And Kannada as well has been coming up with some interesting scripts. So every language has its own charm, every industry has its own charm.